Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. I've just been knocking myself up a sandwich and a cup of tea. It's getting cold in the UK today, I've got to say. What is going on here? So, just a bit of chop, really. The last sort of 10 or 15 minutes I've been sat watching the charts. So, Karina, good morning to you. Daryl, how you doing? Russell, how are you? Beach Bum, how you doing? Okay, so as you might notice, Apex have done their best deal they've ever done. And you can tell it's a good one because you can't get on the website. I've just been trying to get on it, just looking at purchasing some level 2 data, and I just can't get on it. I managed to get on it, but I just couldn't log in, so I'm assuming every man and his dog is getting some evals. So if anybody doesn't know, the evaluations are 80% off, and all the lifetime PA fees are $40. They did one similar a week or two ago, but that was 70%. This one's 80%. So, as you know, my code is ukft. If you use it or you have used it, it is appreciated. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give me a bit of commission, which helps. But yeah, good luck if you can get on there. It's probably chocolate. It may simmer down as the now the market's open, but we'll see. Little Hammer, how you doing, buddy? So, I mean, this thing's chopping up and down at the moment. Now, I did take a trade on one of my accounts on this chart here, this big chart. It was bloody massive, though. But I actually really liked it, and it eventually worked. But when it came back, I got out of it for $120 loss. It was just on one account, so I'm not trading that account at the moment. I'm still waiting for a payment from Apex. It's 6 days now. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know why. I did message them yesterday. That's the longest it's taken. I think it's took 4 or 5 days once in a while, but whether they're busy with this, setting up this this discount offer, I don't know, but hopefully. I mean, I did it on late Wednesday night, so it may be because of the weekend that it's slowed down a bit. I'm assuming they don't work over the weekend, but just make myself a bit brighter. There we go. So we're mainly ranging, I think, at the moment. We're just kind of chopping around. I would probably put something there. We've had a couple of touches, so whether this is pulling down and this is the range, I don't know at the moment, so let's just make them a different color. So we've got a channel there with a break and a new high. Not much you can really do here at the moment. I'm looking at Bookmap. We have got orders up at 90, which is up here. There's quite a chunk of orders at 90, so I think there's a fair chance price is going to break above this. But there are sellers around about the 67.5. 77.5 and about 80 something. So they're around here. So I think there's a good chance it's going to push up some more. You just got to be careful at the moment because there's no kind of real direction. We've already had a break at a new high. So although I've got orders up here, I don't like this. Yeah, Apex 6 days at the moment. Assuming they're busy. Mind you, it was about midnight on Wednesday night. So whether that just took us into the weekend, and I'm assuming they don't work weekends. So we'll see what happens. I'm hoping it gets sorted out today so I can trade the account. Your account won't connect. Yeah, to be honest with you, bud, if I do this, I can't get into Apex at the moment. I'm assuming, see, I'd be in now. I'm assuming it's because of this offer. This is the best offer they've ever had. So it won't open. I'm just assuming there's that many people trying to pick up these accounts. I just can't get in. It was running there for about 2 minutes, so I'm guessing it must be because of that. So hopefully it'll settle down. But as I say, this is the best they've ever had, so I suppose it makes sense that they have a ton of traffic. So what is going on here at the moment? It's hard to say, really. It is just chopping backwards and forwards. I do think there's a good chance we test this. There is a higher low there, which I don't think is terrible, but it's massive. I am guessing with looking at the orders that we're probably going to get up here, but I'm not getting into this at the moment. It's just choppy. I don't know whether it's going to go up or down. If you look on this chart, we've got a channel with a breaking news. There is a higher low, but the bars are large at the moment, and I think the best option is just to stay out. It did work, but it's irrelevant, really. I mean, as I say, I can see orders up here from kind of 75 right the way up to 91. So we got a leg up and a leg up. But at the moment, I don't know, it's just chopping around a bit. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it, see what happens. If you get a failure, I may have a go. Looks like a leg and a leg. It did work that, but it was about 25 ticks, tick above, tick below. It's like a 7 point risk, 6 point risk, something like that. That's just too much, I think. See if we get a failure here. Okay, this bearish bar has triggered, but I would want it to come to that EMA before I even considered that. We're going to get 2 legs, so it's just dangerous at the moment, I think. So we're just going to give it a bit of space, see if this holds. But look at the size of the bars at the moment. We're getting a little bit of a range here, just a small one. We've pushed up into it, so I still think there's a good chance this thing's going to push up. But at the moment, I'm just not sure, so the only thing you can do really is just to sit tight. There is a micro down there, but we've had a small break at a new low already. Channel break new high. I mean, you may have said triple test possible, but at the moment it's just going up and down, and these bars are rather large. So I think the safest option is just to sit tight in a minute. $37 tick bar. So, got 2 legs down there. So there are orders down here. So my guess is this is probably going to continue down some. Around about 43 there are orders, which is around about here. So I think there's a good chance this thing comes down. It's probably going to work its way down to this level here. If you're not looking at Bookmap, this is what I'm looking at the moment. I can see these orders. There are some at 45 and some around about the 42-ish maybe actually, but down here. There are some up here at 90, but if this is a range, I'm guessing this is probably going to come down and test these lows before it pushes up. It's a fair way away from this anyway, so as we know, this acts like a magnet, but there's more aggressive sell orders at the moment, so my guess is this is going to come down. So there are orders at 45, so a second entry short here may work, but you just got to be a bit careful. Especially if these bars are big. Best thing to do is just, if you're not sure, just to stay out of them. If we get a second entry here, there's bound to be buyers there. I'm guessing 2 legs down. I don't think this is going to come back. I think it's just going to drop. Okay, interesting. You've got to be so careful here. This thing is just chopping up and down, and each of these bars, you know, that was a 30 tick bar. This is 18 ticks. It's not finished yet. It's another 20 tick bar. You can do yourself a bit of damage here quite quickly. I mean, look out. It comes down. You think we come back here, and then down we come. All of a sudden, it rockets up. I mean, what's it gone up? 510. It's up 15 points in a couple of seconds. There is a second entry short here. Tempting, but I'm just sitting tight at the moment till this thing calms down. It's probably going to work, at least back to the EMA, and it is 2 legs up. Yeah, it did work. The trouble is, same again, another large bar. That's got to be over 5 points. You can just get in and get stung in no time, really. This is crazy at the moment. Look at that. We've got a failure there. Nice, big, strong, solid bar. What happens? Ticks above, comes down. 30 tick bar straight down. This market is really trappy at the moment, so you've got to be super careful. And we bounced twice here, pushed up. Strong move above that EMA, and look at that. Straight above and then straight down and out. I don't think I've seen a bar. They're all 20 points plus at the moment. Yeah, it can ruin your day, this can. My opinion on Traderify, I like them. I had 5 accounts with Traderify, and the first 5 I had, and I got 4 of them. I got $2,000 out of 4 of them. What I will say is, though, good if you can trade. If you're new or newish to trading, I wouldn't touch them. Stick to your cheap stuff. But if you can trade and you're topping up maybe accounts, you've got a few of these and a few of that. Dal Apex going to be making a killing with this PA. That's if anybody can get accounts at the moment. I don't know if I couldn't get on at the minute. But yeah, I mean, if you can trade and you're topping up accounts to make extra money, yeah, absolutely. I think they're a good deal. But if you're new to trading, I wouldn't touch them. Just go with the cheap stuff, the Apexes, the Bullanoxes and all that, as cheap as you can find and only ever get one. See, I just can't get onto it. I can't get onto the site at the moment. In all fairness, this is the cheapest Apex I've ever done. Usually, 80% off is pretty good, but 80% off with $40, they've just done nothing this cheap, to be fair. And I'm not surprised you can't. I'm not surprised you can't get onto the website at the moment. Yeah, so I'm just getting this every time, responding to traffic. So I don't know what that is. Did somebody mention something? Karina mentioned something about that. I don't know whether it's down because I'm assuming it must be down because of the amount of traffic that's coming onto it. So we know there are buy orders down here. So we'll come into it some now. There are some 45. There are some at 35 down here as well. So I think price is going to drop out the bottom. Maybe clear the lows of the day. There are no guarantees, of course. There may be a load of buyers coming here. But I'm sitting tight. This is the type of thing that I think Bookmap helps you avoid, because if you get into that, it's trigger jig comes straight down, stopped you out. Now, 2 legs down, bouncing off here. I absolutely get the desire to trade something like that, 2 legs down, but that's the beauty about having Bookmap. I can see strong orders here, and straight away, and it always seems to have done it. We had a bullish bar there, triggered by 1 tick, straight down, stopped out. There's another bullish bar here. You can see it here. It may work, but my guess is there are orders at 35 down here. So my guess is this one's going to get stopped out. Depends if aggressive buyers just get in there. But the way this is going sideways, I think it'll come down. Well, I mean, it may get up to that EMA, but for me, this hasn't finished coming down yet. There are big orders at 35 and big orders at 30. So there's a load of sellers down here. So this is going to, suck price down. Now, if a load of aggressive buyers do this, but for me, it's pushing up a bit and dropping, pushing up a bit and dropping. So it may get back to the EMA. It may break above there, but for me, this is going to drop. So I'll just sit tight here and just let it get on with it. See price here, you can see sell orders at 40, sell orders at 35, sell orders not much here. So obviously these liquidity act as a magnet and they draw price towards it. There's not much up here. It's all down here. So straight away, look, it's done exactly what I thought it would do. That's the beauty of having this. Without bookmap or some kind of level 2 data showing you passive orders, you don't know whether this is the bottom. You don't know whether buyers are going to come in, but they are straight down to those orders down there, and there are some more at 30. So granted, sometimes we'll get a little bit of a pullback, but I wouldn't entertain that purely and simply. You never know, it may get back to the A. You may manage to get your points. But my opinion, really, you're best off just staying out of it. The bar ain't fantastic anyway, but I bet it didn't go up that far. What did it go up? So you'd have got 2.5 points out of it. And I think you'd have been lucky if you get that and then straight down and boom, out you go. I get the desire. We're bouncing. We've broken these two levels. I get the desire. We have a channel down with a break, 2 pushes to a new low. I get the desire to buy there and there maybe, but that's the beauty of having this level 2 stuff. Oh, a lot of websites are so it might not necessarily be Apex. So there does seem to be a channel down there. So we have got orders at 50. So sometimes price will pull back before it goes down any further. That's if it goes down any further. There are no guarantees, but I've got loads of orders down here. So my guess is this is still going to come down. Bookmaps show me there is some sellers up here. They're not very strong. They're yellow. The strongest ones, 161 contracts at 630, another 100 odd at 25, 75 at 20. So for me, this is going down. Now, sometimes it won't go straight down. It'll pull back a bit first, but eventually with those orders sat here. So if we had 2 legs up, there may be an option for a short. Because price is going down at the moment, as we can see. It's got to get through that EMA for me, though. But there is orders at 50, so it could pull back. We'll see what happens here. It's just a bit too far from that EMA for me. I think it'll work. It's clearly 2 legs up, but I like it when it goes through the EMA. Well, it worked. It didn't surprise me that it worked, but I prefer that to go up and then sit down. It's not comfortably enough hit that EMA for me. So I don't mind missing that. Prices. You can see these orders sucking price down. So it did work. It's not the worst trade in the world, but I never touch them regardless. It just about gets to it. You never know whether we're going to have a leg up and a second leg. That second leg is smaller than the first, so you just never know whether it's just going to decide to pop up, clear this, and then drop. So I'm happy to leave them. I don't mind. Cloudflare is down. A lot of websites are down. I don't know what Cloudflare is, to be fair. I'm assuming it's something to do with the internet. I'm not very tech savvy. I'm better with hardware than software. So channel break, 2 pushes to a new low. So those orders, what I like about this, which is showing it's so bearish, there's not much in the way of sell orders. There's just some come there and there, but you can see price here, right the way down here, these areas of liquidity, and price is just literally following them down. You know, there are sellers here and here, so there are other traders thinking if this thing pulls back to here, I'm going to get in and try and ride it down, and there are some there as well. The beauty about that, just above 40, is it's above these two areas. Now, you know, if you're going to short this, I always like to get above any liquidity, possibly any stops, and with those two legs up and move down, there may be some there. So I would be inclined, before I do anything, to give this a little bit of space. Where's that gone? Yeah, quite strong at 45, which is above this. So I think price will probably pop above there, but there are still sellers down here. So at the moment, just have to kind of sit and wait. Now, excuse me just a sec. So, I would avoid a second entry short here as well. I get the desire to trade one, but with these orders up here near these stops, I'm not doing anything here at the moment. So if you had taken that bearish bar, it wasn't very good anyway, to be fair. It triggered you and pushed up. Now, for me, with these orders up here at 40, this is a leg and a leg for me. You never know if enough aggressive sellers just come in. In fact, those orders at 50, some of them have been pulled. They're dropping a little bit. And there are buyers at 25 and 20. So there are traders looking to buy the bottom of this. What did I say? They were 20, quite strong at 20. So that is an area, but there are a chunk down here. There are about 300 odd contracts around about here. So this thing may continue down some more. So maybe this is going into something a little bit less steep. Okay, that's just hit some buy orders. Now let's see if this pushes up or it gets absorbed. My guess is it's probably going to get absorbed. There is more buyers now at this price. So what do you think about copying accounts? I'm copying accounts, mate, 10 of them. What do you do if you get multiple losses on them? This can lose everything. So that's part of the attraction. Well, probably let's call it part of the attraction of trading with prop firms, that you can I mean, if you've got one account, a $50,000 account, realistically, you've got $2,500. Not a huge amount of money you can earn, really, from $2,500. But if you get 10 accounts, you've got the equivalent of $25,000. Then you can start to think about making a bit of money. So I've got 10 $50,000 accounts, and I trade mine one contract on each. So realistically, my average risk is about $150, which is not a huge amount. Now, if you count that $150 by 10, it sounds like a lot of money, but when you win a trade, you win 10 lots of 150. So the best thing to do is, if you've got multiple accounts, and I wouldn't even, if you're still new to trading, or you've had much experience, I wouldn't ever consider getting more than one. But when you start to make money, that's the time to start to grow them. But just the best thing to do is just to try and focus on, just pretend you're trading one account and the rest just kind of copy in the background. But that's where you can really, change the maths by trading. I mean, you can trade 40 or 50 accounts. There are more and more prop firms popping up day by day. Straight off the top of my head, you've got 20 Apex accounts, 10 Traderify, 10 Lucid, 10 MyFund. Sorry, you've got 20 Apex, 5 the 2 straight to funded, Traderify and Lucid, 5 each. That's 30. You can have 5 each for MyFunded Future and Take Profit Trader. That's 40. That's just off the top of my head. So the potential when you can trade to making really large amounts of life-changing money is there. So, but that's the main attraction, really. But yeah, if you're new, just really, for a newbie, you get one cheap evaluation, and don't even consider trying to get lucky and get it to a PA account. Because if you do get lucky, and you will at some point, you'll just pay the money for a PA account and lose it. So the only way to get these accounts to PA levels is to trade them naturally. Otherwise, all you're going to do is throw away loads of money. I guarantee it, because I've done it. So you've just got to take it slowly, unfortunately. We've all heard it's not a get rich quick. There's not a true word spoken, and that's something I've forgotten myself. Can you get rich? Can you earn a significant amount of money? Absolutely, but it doesn't happen overnight. It does take a long time. You may be talking 3, 5, 7, 10 years, depending on, who you are and how much you put into it. But you can make significant amounts of money, but it takes time to grow those accounts. You can't just get lucky and trade massive amount of accounts. It just doesn't work. So 150 loss, what's your profit target? So I go for a flat 3 points. So I took a trade yesterday. My risk was 4 points. My profit was 3 points. I had a win. I had a trade on Friday. Same again. I think my risk was 3 1/4. I made 3 points. So, but if you've got 10 accounts, you're making $1,500 per trade. Now, granted, you can lose that as well. But all you're doing really is just sharing the risk. It's just like trading one account. Just think about it as trading one account, and the rest just get copied in the background. But you can earn significant amounts of money, but it does not happen overnight. It really doesn't. It takes time. You've got to get your head around it. Your mind just can't deal with it. It's too much. It takes time building accounts and getting your mindset used to trading larger amounts of dollars and seeing that flash before your eyes. So, as I mentioned earlier, a large amount of fat. There's 944 contracts set here. And as we know, these orders sat here act as a magnet. Now, there's nothing stopping aggressive buyers just thinking this is close enough, I'm jumping in now and buy it, and the thing rockets up. But I wouldn't trade here purely and simply because there's so many orders below it, so I'm just sitting and waiting here. There may be something larger there. I don't really know, to be honest with you. So I'm just leaving this alone at the moment. It could do anything. It could take off now, or it could come down a bit more. But while we got those orders, I think it's 900 and looks like 900 odd. Can't tell really. It's not super clear. It looks like 936 contracts sat there. Now, as I say, it's come down a fair amount here, so there are buyers looking to buy this. You can clearly see. But the trouble is, you are trying to pick the bottom in a downtrending market, and that makes it a lot harder because you're going to have a lot of sellers here trying to push this thing down some more and trying to milk it for everything you've got. So in a lot of times it does come down and pick these buyers up, but it goes nowhere before it continues down. But it's not an exact science. See, if you look here now, there are buyers coming in here before it gets to here. There's 110, 120 contracts at 12. So this may pull back a bit and push up some more. And the further this goes up, the less sellers will be, the less sellers stops will be taken out and the less sellers will hold back and wait, which sometimes then gives it that movement in the opposite direction. If we get to this level, we're going to be taking out stops, traders, trying to ride this thing right down. And if you're a seller at the moment, you're probably going to be sitting back, giving this, a little bit of a leeway. Let's rock it out this price range. Take a look at the daily chart. Is it really? Ben, how you doing, mate? Yeah, it has. It's clearly had two legs down. You can see it. I mean, how much further is it going to go? I mean, you can guess there's the trouble is a lot of times when we do have these pullbacks, they clear previous liquidity. Now, did it clear that or did it bounce? I think it probably did just clear it. Yeah, it did, I think. So it'll come down and break below these a lot of the times before it comes out. So this has come down and broke below that bar. There is another strong bullish bar there. So this thing may come down more, but it depends. It doesn't always. This came down, it cleared maybe this, it didn't get down here. So it's hard to know whether this is going to, my guess is it may come down a bit more just to clear this. Depends how many points lower that is. So at the moment, that's 50 odd points. Is it going to come down another 50 points? Who knows? But the way it's coming down, it may do, but also I'd expect two legs, and we're not far off a measured move there, I'd have suggested. So are we at the measured move? Well, more or less. I think we are if I shorten that a touch. We're right on the measured move there, literally right on it. So that may where it starts to bounce, but you could see strong buyers in there at 600, which is here. We didn't quite get it, but if you're going to be, with looking at this, if you're going to buy this market for the ride up, this is the area where you want to get in, isn't it? So it may come down a bit more, but I think when it bounces, I think initially it'll take off. But it's just whether it'll come down enough to clear this area or what. It's hard to say, really. So we've had a couple of little pushes up. Now we're going a bit sideways. So this is where we should see some orders in. Yeah, we are. So we got sellers here thinking this is going to come down and either retest the lows or push lower. So we're going to be getting into these sellers now. We've actually already pushed through them. Or have we? Not quite. Not quite. But then you've got buyers here thinking if this pulls back a bit. So it may not even get down here. Yeah, I mean, you just got to stay out of this at the moment. You don't know whether we're going to have a few bounces and it's going to push up some more, or whether it is going to come right down. I really wouldn't know at the moment. But what I can say is there are sellers up here and buyers down here. So a lot of that, if we got even amount of sellers and buyers, it may just start to go sideways. Just excuse me 1 second. I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. So, channel coming down there. So there are buyers just here. Those buyers are around about 612, which is there. Hold on a minute. Let's pick some of them up, but there's still some left. So, with what I can see at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if I started going a little bit sideways. Maybe it is. It's a little bit early to put that in because it might affect your bias, but I wouldn't be surprised if we bounce off this level and come down a bit. Still can't get into Apex at the moment. Whether that's to do with the issues, I think, Karina, you said there's some problems somewhere, didn't you, with cloud bases? Something I don't quite know. I mean, my first thoughts are because of this deal they got, that it's probably jammed up. Whether that can happen or not, I don't know, to be honest with you. So, Disco, how you doing, buddy? And yes, September. Oh yeah, yeah. I read that. So there are some buyers at 10, which is there. If I keep my hand still long enough. The buyers at 12 have disappeared. There are sellers at between 30 and 35. Which is there. Currently, anyway. And you can see that there. We've still got that chunk down at 600. As I say, some buyers there, 610, maybe a fraction above. Trying to maybe think 2 legs down and we'll buy here and up we come. But there are sellers here, maybe trying to stop this thing going up and maybe see if it's going to ride down some more. So with sellers above and buyers below in kind of maybe relatively even, those buyers there have dropped. It looked to me like they're about 920 something. There's 423, which is still quite strong. But it depends if there's enough buyers here, and then we get aggressive buyers come in. We may have 2 legs down, and it may take off. But while they're there, I wouldn't consider a long gear for starters because it may trigger you and then come down. But with these chunk of orders down here, and some now appearing at 605, there's obviously buyers looking to buy at the current price. And as we know, if we look at it on the daily, we've had a couple of big pullbacks, haven't we? So, I mean, what the hell's that thing? Where's that come? Oh, that was the, on the, so I haven't got enough days. I don't know why that's showing like that. So, you know, we've had a fair old move down, haven't we? So what are we down? Basically near on 200 points move down. So you can see that on the daily, it's a fair pullback. So if you're going to get into this market moving up, this is not a bad area. For sure. So I'd like to think this is going to go down much further. And if you look, yeah, right, I'm waffling now. Yeah, it is 436 orders, to be honest with you. So we'll see. If there's enough buyers in here, it may hold, but I wouldn't want to get in here. I'd be waiting. The trouble is, you know, you're picking bottoms here, aren't you? And hoping it is the bottom. So, got a small micro with a break and a new low. Let's see if there's any type of a larger channel down. That actually fits there kind of nice. 1, 2, 3, 3 times, doesn't it? It's hard to say at the moment. It's not super clear, really. I certainly don't think that helps. So, chunk of sell orders at 30. So, as I mentioned about 10 minutes ago, with sellers above and buyers below, this thing may range a bit. And how it's looking, kind of is, isn't it, to a degree? Okay, let's see when it hits these sellers. There's a fair chunk of sellers, and they're between 30 and there are some at 35. So let's see if this thing gets up to 35. Okay. There's still some at 35, but not as strong. They're fading away, to be honest with you. There is aggressive buyers here, so a leg up with a correction and a leg up. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing comes down from here. But this thing is really swinging, isn't it? So look, it's 30 points more or less straight up. Now look at that. Is that reaction or what? It's hit those sellers and now this thing looks like it's coming down. Now, you just got to be a bit careful here. A lower high here might not be a bad option. Looking at book map, there are some just above 35. Not very strong, though. The strongest are by far down here, so I think price is probably going to work its way down. Those orders up here are fading a little bit. I'm still not ready to go short just yet. We'll have to see. But it is a leg up with a correction leg up, so two larger legs up. Shh, Wilson, shush, lad. Yeah, those orders up here have basically almost disappeared. We are getting slightly more aggressive buyers, though, but it's whether that holds or not. Straight Lines Tattoo, how you doing, buddy? Wilson, shush, lad. You're from my head. Moves are huge. Yeah, they are. You just got to be so careful. Was it away for 3 weeks? Where you been, bud? So that's why you have to be a little bit careful off here. You just got to give this a little bit of space. That actually doesn't look too bad. Wilson, shush. That actually fits kind of nice, doesn't it? And the way that's coming down. So we got a channel down with a break. Yeah, there are sellers in this area. Not a huge amount, but there are some around here. Okay, looked like it was going down. I marked that and we're in here. 1, 2, 3. It's almost like a triple test, isn't it? Second entry, short triple test. Trouble is, look at the size of it. About 40 to 43 at the moment. There are orders. Not a huge amount, but they're there nonetheless. Got to be so careful around here. Temptation is to think this is coming down to these buyers down here, but at the moment, with these orders up here, it may just drag price up. There's bound to be some stops there, that much you can bet. But there'll be liquidity here. There are some buyers there, I dare say. Some buyers here, some buyers there. So this thing may just decide to just drop. I got no idea. So that's taken out the first bunch. You may have been trying to ride this up. You can bet there'll be some here as well. Okay, trap that one, came down there. Trouble is, I won't want to take this because this is a range at the moment. It may break out the bottom and then fail and push back in, and that's a 23 tick bar. So at the moment, this is just chopping sideways. I'm just completely staying out of this. Dangerous. So that's taken that one out. But also, we've got 2 legs down from there. We've pushed up with a break new high, 2 attempts to go low. This thing could take off. It really could. It's just hard to say at the moment, really. But I know these bars are all large. That ATR's over 4. So you've really got to be careful. Possible second entry long there. But man, this thing's really slicing back and forth. This is time to sit back and drink scotch. Unfortunately, I haven't got any at the moment. Every one of these bars are really large. I'm surprised the ATR is only 4. Tempting that one. I'm just staying out of this one. It's just trappy as hell. Well, there you go. Okay, well, price is making people miserable. I'm going to go and make a quick cup of tea. Just not trading this. I mean, it's tempting. That's tempting for sure. Bouncing here, isn't it? Look at the size of it. It nearly closes and then woof, up it goes. So you just got to be so careful here. So I'm just going to leave you to it, but I'll be super careful here because this thing is just slicing back and forth. So I'm quite happy to leave this alone for the minute. So I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea. See if there is any whiskey stashed in any cupboards. I don't think there is. So I'm going to make a quick cup of tea. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay. Let me just have a look. Went to Bulgaria, did some medical checks. Yeah, if you wait for the NHS here, you're going to get nowhere, aren't you? Unless it's serious. Bulgaria, eh? And dental was ridiculous in this country for starters. I think most people go to Turkey when they have stuff done. It's just ridiculous here. You want to have, I think, a friend of mine was looking at an implant. One implant, I think it was £2,300. What's that, $3,000 for an implant? One. You can get a full set for double that in Turkey. It's crazy. You're Bulgaria. You're Bulgarian. Are you a dentist? You have to come over here with your tools. That's mad, isn't it? £10 to £13 a month. God, that's cheap. Mind you, our NHS is on its knees, to be honest with you. You're lucky if you get a bed. Well, I went in an emergency when I had those stomach pains. I had a really nasty infection. It took me 2 days to get a bed. I spent one night in a reclining chair and then in one night in a temporary bed in a temporary ward before I got in. It's just crazy. Mad. So, sellers, as we know down here, so strong push below. Second entry short here, maybe, but we've literally come up to the EMA and then all of a sudden we're down. I don't even feel very comfortable trading this at the moment because a lot of these bars are 20 ticks plus. Unless I see an absolute sitter, I'm just going to sit back and just paint my nails. No, I don't do that, by the way. I did say with price down here, buyers down here, sellers up here, this could range for a bit. And in all fairness, pretty much looks like that's what it's doing. Trouble is, it's so easy to get it wrong. Let's see if we can get on the Apex website yet. If that is a website issue, you can. I think, did you just say, Karina? I can't remember now, but whether it's just Apex in general. Let's see what else I can get on here. What else have I got here? Tradeify. Can I get on a trade? Oh, I can get straight on to Tradeify. So maybe it is an Apex issue. As we know, they've got the best offer they've ever had, so that might be why it's absolutely rammed. People trying to get these accounts. So channel break, new low. What's going on here? As we know, massive chunk of buyers down here. Second entry short here. It's tempting, but it's a little bit congested here. And at the moment, congestion can mean traps. 1, 2, 3, possibly triple test. You've just got to be a bit careful. Tempting that. But look at the size of it. It's 23 bloody ticks. You could say that's a triple test, and I kind of think it is, but look at the size of it. It's 26, 33 ticks. Screw that. There's not much left of the lows. I ain't taking that. That's madness. 33. It's about 8 points. I'm not risking 8 points for 3. Not on your Nelly. And not only that, it is chopping. I won't be surprised if it triggers and rockets up. It's just too much at the moment. Maybe a bit of a pullback getting here on a limit order. Trouble is, it's moving back up now, isn't it? This is scary at the moment, this is. Now that will be a triple test. Trouble is. No, I'm staying out of this. I am. It's dangerous at the moment. You go to Mexico. Trouble is, it's about 12 hours, isn't it? Okay, so if you'd have taken that one, and I get why you're doing it. I mean, the temptation, it was tempting. 1, 2, 3, triple test, nice bearish bar. You're going to have stops here, stops here. It's very tempting. All of a sudden, it launches up. You've got to be so careful in this market. It's just making people miserable. Does it really? Yeah, it's usually the NQ, isn't it? Is a lot more, bounces around a bit more. But the trouble is, we have a channel break new low, 2 legs up, nice big bearish bar. You know, triple test, second entry short. I get the temptation to take it, but it's a massive bar. What happens? It goes down 2 ticks, turns up, goes up, stops you out. So when it's like this, sometimes I think you're better off just finishing early and going home. Let's have a look. Let's say realistically, that's 9 points. So me trading one contract, I'm risking $4,500 on hoping that trade's going to come down. It's just not worth it, is it? It's mad. And it's not a terrible looking trade. Doesn't look bad on here. 1, 2, 3, triple test. Big bearish bar. You expect it to go down. Stop there, stop there. I thought it was going to go down. I left it purely and simply because of the size of it. But look, rockets straight up, takes stops out, and then rubs your nose in it by coming down. Spain is free, is it really? Terribly here. I know. I'm pretty sure we've got our budget coming up. I'm not sure when it is next week. I think it's this week or next week. I think we've got tax rises coming. The UK's bollocksed, in all fairness. We got tax rises. Trouble is, when you get tax rises, usually you keep them. Because when the next government gets in, it's easy to keep some in. It's expensive to drop it. You can get away with keeping it. I mean, VAT in this country used to be 70.5%. It's been at 20% for a fair few years now. It won't go back down. You know, whoever goes through with it gets the stick. The next government that comes in, they just keep it. It's no issues. It's extra money coming in. I get it. But that's the trouble. Whenever you do get tax rises, you end up keeping them. So it's just mad, isn't it? Trouble is, the more tax they put up, the wealthier people who, you know, can run businesses from other countries just disappear. So the people left holding the bag is the people who can't afford to disappear. I'm not sure what's caused this volatility. Does anybody any ideas what's causing this volatility? Is it just the way it is? Sometimes it is what it is, isn't it? It may be because we're getting close to the bottom of the pullback, and you've got buyers trying to push the market up and sellers trying to push it back down. I think if we get to this level, it'd be interesting to see what happens. So, got a kind of a move down with a big bearish bar. There's bound to be liquidity. Let's see if this traps and goes down or it triggers and pushes up. I'm quite happy not to trade today. So all of a sudden, if you took that 30 tick bar, your arse would be twitching like a good one now. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm shutting down my Replicanto. Switching onto a sim. Too much, just I'm not risking accounts today. I'm not risking 6 or 8 points of a loss. Too risky, that is. Let me just check everything's working.
Order submitted.
So, yeah, I'm just doing a sim
Order
today.
cancelled.
It's not worth the risk. And as I say, one of these bars was 9 points. That's not worth the risk. That's just madness. Good thing is I can trade now without worrying about having to lose any money. In fact, when it's like this, it's a good... I actually kind of like trading evaluations when it's like this because you can get a win in one bar, especially on the NQ. But I'm not... I haven't paid anything now for 2 weeks. I haven't got any accounts for 2 weeks, and I'm not paying anything at the moment. I'm getting these 10 accounts up. I want to get these 10 accounts up to $7,500. When I get them to $4,000, then I may add some more. But I want to get them to 7.5 and trade in one contract. That's 2% risk. That should give me a nice monthly income. I mean, this is dangerous at the moment, isn't it? If you decided to take that long, look at this. Triggers you, come down, stopped you out, or it will do, I think. It's mad, isn't it, this? What you were saying, doing and handling what's going on in real time is what Max taught people instead of making a perfect chart at the end of the day. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's dangerous like this, isn't it? Trouble is, it's acting quite erratically. I mean, that triple test, you know, although we've had a break and a new low, is that the type of trade that we would consider? It actually looked a little better on here. But look, it came down for a bit and then turned and stopped out. So when it's kind of acting erratically, it's a bit unpredictable. I think sometimes you're best off just either packing up for the day or just, messing around on a sim and maybe, doing something different. It's just not worth risking your money, is it? I don't want to risking. It's not worth risking with this amount of what's it? Instead of making the perfect chart, yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a lovely guy, Mac, isn't he? But I think he, without intentionally doing it, I think, it's made it. I certainly feel like my journey could have been a little bit easier. What I will say, he is showing a few losing trade. I think that's brilliant. I do. I think hopefully more people will send their losing trades because then he can explain why it's like having kids, isn't it? You've got to tell your kids not to do something. You can't just say don't do that. You've got to tell them why, because you don't learn anything. No point in smacking someone's hand and then saying don't do it, and you've got to tell them why. That's the only way you learn. I mean, fair enough, you stick your hands in the fire, you learn pretty quick, but yeah, I know Mac talks. He said quite a few times lately about it's not important about the signal bar. That doesn't matter. Well, it may not matter to you if you've been training for 25 years, but if you're like the rest of us trying to get by, it absolutely matters, because if you get it wrong, I mean, that was 9 points. If you're scalping a point, I've got to get the next 10 winners in a row just to end up break even. When you've been trading 25 years, then you can do kind of whatever you want, really, can't you? But failing that, when it's like this, the best thing to do is just go and enjoy your day. So I rarely have a day where I think, actually, I probably shouldn't trade today, but we don't always get days like this. But at the moment, these bars are large and it's just not worth it. Same with kids, employers, colleagues, explain why. Absolutely. How are you going to learn otherwise? But he doesn't do it on purpose. Of course he doesn't. But, some people can trade, some people can teach. Some people are good at, at teaching. Some people are good at trading. I think there's two things I think he should have done. He should talk about losses. He never addresses losses. Never, ever, which is really unusual. I don't think I've heard some kind of a trading tutor of some sort or read a trading book where they don't, losing's a massive subject and you have to get used to it. Otherwise, you're screwed. You're never going to survive if you can't. And I think that's why I've certainly found it a lot harder, because losses to me, why am I getting losses? I shouldn't be getting losses. because that's how I've been taught, you know. But you have to. Now, you know, when you've been trading 25 years, you know exactly what you can and can't do. Mac knows this business inside out and back to front, but, you know, unless you're that experienced, you have to understand that you're going to go through all that, you know, those losses. And if you can't handle them, it can just lead you to a blown account after blown account. And I know, marks up right. Yeah. It's a piece of cake to mark a chart at the end of the day, because if you see a you know, a second entry or whatever, you know whether it's worked or not. And sometimes they don't work depending on, you know, one thing or another. So you have to address losses because it's one of the hardest things to deal with. You know, when we win a trade, as far as we're concerned, that money's mine. You know, that money's mine. I don't want to give it back. And up until relatively recently, when I took a loss, I couldn't walk away from the table at the end of the day without trying to get it back. And it's absolutely the wrong way to look at it. You know, ideally, you just take your trades. It doesn't matter what you make in a day or lose in a day. You can look at your money and your profits at the end of the month, you know, when you decide, what can I afford to pay myself this month? You know, in fact, Sam, 5Trader, said something to me once: don't let one bad day define you as a trader. And it stuck in my head. Just because you know, you have a loss. And I had 2 losses in one day a week and a half ago. God, how pissed off was I walking away? But I had to do it. But up until now, talking about it, I've forgotten all about it. So it's amazing. You have these bad days. You get a good day a few days later, and you've forgotten all about it. But you really just have to walk away. If you can't walk away, you're never going to survive. Now, I don't mean that as in I can do it myself. I've had to go through all that blowing accounts and all that silly stuff myself. It's the only kind of way you eventually start to change your mind. You get that fed up of doing it, something just starts to change. And then you don't do it for a while and your account starts to grow and you get that kind of realization that, why didn't I do this before? No one likes losing money. Of course we don't, do we? This Sam still I don't know, mate. I know he was an engineer up, wasn't he, at an oil plant in Scotland, so he's got a good job anyway. I'm pretty sure he's got a mortgage, a relatively new wife, and he's got a child as well. So, you know, he needs that stability, doesn't he? So I don't know, to be honest with you. I haven't spoken to him for quite a while. What I might do over Christmas, I'll drop him a little message and just say hello. You know, I've been lucky in a way because I've had some affiliate money, so that's given me like a part-time wage, and the little bits I've earned have helped keep me in the game. So I've been fortunate. But I'd hate to think what state my finances would be in if I didn't have the, you know, I haven't been lucky enough to have the affiliate money. I'm guessing my credit cards would look a lot redder. So I've been fortunate. But it's definitely one hell of a tough ride. There's no argument there. It certainly toughens you up as a person, that's for certain. Everyone, I mean, look at that bar. It's 20 ticks. Look how small that is compared to a lot of them. Yeah, he doesn't talk about that side of the business. Maybe it's because he's been doing it that long. He thinks everyone kind of trades the same way and we all read the market as well. Couldn't be further from the truth, really. So not an easy day today, is it? So how long have I been going for? An hour and 25. So I sat down an hour before, so I'm going to knock it in the head today. I don't really want to trade when it's like this. It's just really bouncing all over the place. And, you know, every one of these bars are 20 ticks plus. An ATR has come down a bit, but I don't want to be risking 4, 5, 6 points on a trade. And it's very trappy as well. There's nothing worse when it's like this. You get into a trade within a split second, it's triggered you and stopped you out. It's infuriating. So I think it's good practice sometimes to just disappear. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to leave you guys to it. So if you have got PA accounts or money in the game today, I'd just be really careful. Might be a good day to put your feet up and do something else. Play golf or whatever you do. I'm not very good at golf. I spent most of my time in the woods looking for the balls. So I'm going to leave you guys to it anyway. So Tuesday today, Wednesday tomorrow. We've got a holiday, haven't we, coming up? Is it next week? I think it's the 27th, isn't it? Yeah, it is next week. Wow, Bitcoin's down, isn't it? $92,000. That's at a drop. Crypto hasn't done very well this time around, has it? I remember watching it about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was quite different. But I mean, Ethereum barely got above the high of last bull market. Nothing's done really well. Solana had a really good start, didn't it? That dropped to $10 and went up to about 250, but everything else just hasn't really done much. Whether that's how crypto is now, there's that many different coins out there that come and go. So whether that's watering the market down or not, I don't know. But it'd be interesting to see whether Bitcoin's hit its high and it comes down, or whether it has a push. So yeah, you too, Daryl. So I'm gonna leave you guys to it. I'll be back tomorrow. Best of luck today. Have a great evening. Stay safe, and we'll catch up tomorrow.